degrees above freezing, so a dry suit's in order.
We have 7 receivers in the river, and they're recording data 24 hours a day. It's especially important for wintertime. When it's 50 below here, there's 2 meters of ice on this pool, but the fish are still living underneath the ice.
This receiver picks up and records a signal every time a tagged fish is in the vicinity. And there's about a year's worth of data on this device. We'll need to download the information and get this receiver back in the river before the water freezes.
Good job.
Let's get it back to camp. It looks good. Got to get this thing off. It's tight as a... It's really tight.
Back to camp to warm up. And tomorrow, we can get down to the serious business of finding fish. There's just one problem. We have to catch them on a rod and reel.
Normally to catch fish, I'm either working with local fishermen or we'll go out on the river, use a big seine, and catch a bunch of fish at one time. But sometimes methods like traps and gill nets can cause serious harm to the fish. Taimen is an endangered species, and so to catch a taimen, I like this method.
This is fly fishing. The lightweight lures, or flies, are easy on the fish. That's important because our goal is to release every fish we study unharmed.
I'm going to use a barbless hook. So see that barb there? I'm going to use my pliers and bend it down. So this makes it easier for the fish to get off my line, but it makes it less likely that I'll hurt the fish in the process. Pull, pull.
Ready or not, it's time to fish. Our strategy is to float down the Ur River, stopping at certain pools along the way. We're hoping to catch and tag taimen for our research. But I'm also hoping that one of these fish will be a giant. Catching a taimen is a real challenge. We estimate there's only 20 catchable fish per river kilometer. But one thing we've got going for us, when taimen are feeding, they're fearless. They don't just prey on fish, they'll attack small mammals or birds that stray onto the water. Ducks, mice, squirrels, even muskrats. Now, if I can just get that big one to take my fly.
Oh, he's a nice size. Come on. Great. Nice stuff.
But our first taimen is a baby.
No radio tag. The radio tag we would see right here, the antenna.
Looks like a brand new fish.
3.3 kilos. 49 centimeters. Small fish, but a hungry fish. Yep, nice catch.
With each fish, we get basic physical information.
Andre, you want to try to tag him?
Then we tag the fish with a simple numbered code. So if it's recaptured, we can compare the data and determine growth rate. Finally, I need to make sure this fish is strong before I let it go. Fact is, taimen are ferocious predators, and that includes their own species. Humans aside, the biggest threat to a taimen is a bigger taimen.
This fish has already probably made it past the most difficult part of its life, surviving from an egg to a fish this size. but this fish isn't quite big enough to escape predation from larger taimen in the river. There he goes. Should we go get another one?
This stretch of river is one of the spots where we've caught and tagged a lot of taimen. I'm hoping that we can catch one of our previously tagged fish because that'll teach us a lot about how fast a taimen grows. This time, Brant gets lucky. And it's a fish we've already tagged.
This is pretty cool. Only about 10% of the fish that we catch have tags, and this is a great way to get information about the growth and movement of the fish in this river. Tonight, we'll be able to go back to camp and look this fish up and find out how big it was the last time we captured it.
Another small taimen, probably about 4 years old. And this guy is living proof of how dangerous life is for a small fish.
That has bite marks on the side of its body. And so that actually looks to me like a fish that maybe came from the top and bit down trying to grab it by the tail. So there's fish in the river 3 times this fish's size that won't give a second thought to making a meal out of a fish of this size.
It's been a good day on the river, and we've gathered some important data. And while the crew cooks dinner, I'm gonna check stats on that wounded fish.
It was caught on September 20th, so almost exactly a year ago. Let's see how much it's grown. 1342, 23
59
inches.
centimeters.
And so it hasn't really grown at all. It's almost exactly the same size it was a year ago. I suspect the reason that fish hasn't grown is because of those bite marks we saw. That fish withstood a vicious attack at some point in this last year, probably from another taimen.
This is a graphic example of how aggressive this species can be. These juvenile fish are important for our project. But the question I have, where are the big fish? Taimen may not reach reproductive maturity until it's almost 8 years old. And without a healthy percentage of large breeding fish, the population is in jeopardy. That's why I'm looking for a megafish. A big fish is an indicator that the entire ecosystem is safe and functioning properly. And with so little time, I'm going to need some help.
Not only is this fish rare, but catching a big taimen on a fly rod is a real challenge. Luckily, some of the best anglers in Mongolia are just up the river. Tomorrow, I'm going to go up there and see if they'll help me out.
This is Sweetwater Travel, one of the first catch and release fishing outfits to set up shop in Mongolia. Clients arrive by helicopter and fish the river in fast, well-equipped boats. The operation is also a vital component of our conservation effort. Anglers from all over the world spend thousands of dollars for the opportunity to catch the world's biggest trout. This creates income for local Mongolians and gives them a vested interest in protecting the taimen and their habitat. And these are the experts I'm looking for: Baira, David Gilroy, and Ghana. Sweetwater fishing guides.
Hey guys,
How are you?
good to see you. Nice
Good to see you. Welcome.
Yeah. Hey Baira, nice to see you. Would you guys mind helping out? I need to catch some taimen.
Yeah, let's go.
My goal today is to find an adult taimen over 1 meter long. But to bring out these big fish, you need big prey.
Looks like mouse.
The Taimen thinks that it's small fish,